Hello there, Aries. My name's Frankie, and I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. And this reading's going to be for Aries for 2017. And what I've done is I pulled 4 cards for the month. We're going to use the bottom card on the deck for our overall view, and we're going to use angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully pull everything together. Now, really hopefully pull it together. Anyhow, I'm not an astrologer, but I looked up the astrology for us for the month, and it's going to be in our 3rd house. And that's all forms of communication, writing, speaking, I'm assuming, computer, email, that kind of stuff. Brothers and sisters, short journeys, self-expression, neighborhood projects, mental pursuits, things to go. It's our side-by-side relationships. So anybody, if you're interested in the astrological part, I always go over and watch Veroush, Veroosh. She does astrology and she simplifies it so I could understand it, like, which is really difficult for me to do. And because I'm an empath, I have a speech pattern. I'll speak as if I'm you. So all of us are now Aries named Frankie out there for this reading. And I don't believe these cards are going to go week by week. I believe they'll probably blend in and out for us throughout the month. And I advise you to look at your moon and your rising sign also, because you'll get a bigger perspective. If you know what that is, you'll get a better view of the month. And our bottom card here looks like a pretty good card. It's the King of Rods or the King of Wands, and this would be a very intelligent person, and someone that would, if it's a person, and someone that be on our side, they'd have a really good intellect. It could be like a teacher, a mentor, a boss, someone that was there that if I were to take their advice, right, it would be honest, it would be trustworthy. This is the it would be loyal, it would be well-founded advice is what Spirit's telling me to say to us. And that's pretty important, I believe, based on the rest of the cards that we're looking at now. Because if it's a person, right, it could be us. That's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius as a fire sign. Because these are general readings, it's going to come down in a different area of each one of our lives. Maybe this is someone we're in a relationship with. Maybe this is our boss, if it came in our career sector, or let's say we were going to start a new project, or, like maybe a new career path, or entrepreneurial, go into business for ourselves. This could be an excellent mentor or an advisor. Now, if this is a situation that's going on around us, this King of Rods here can mean we could trust, like what Spirit's saying is trust our eyes. Trust what we are seeing to be true, which a lot of times we can't, or you can't trust what you're hearing to be true. And I forgot to give you the words that Spirit gave me before we're starting. Now, one of the words are understanding, communication, spontaneity, healing. Now, that word communication is here twice. So if we think about that, communication of all forms is part of this 3rd house deal, which I really truly don't understand. We've been given that word communication twice now. Now this is, it can be a let me see, it can be like a fresh start with this guy. It can be whatever and they're telling me to say this to us again, that it can be, we can trust what we're seeing with our eyes. So if there's a situation around us, this can go both ways. If we're seeing something that just ain't right, so to speak, we're seeing it truthfully. We have an understanding of it. And that word's communication are going to be really important. So let's say, I'm going to say this based on the rest of the cards that I'm seeing. Let's say that we need to communicate something with someone close to us, right? We need to bring that communication forward. Now, with this card, because he's trustworthy, loyal, you know, honest in the opinions, good advisor to us. If we need to trust what we are seeing and it's something not so hot, we should be voicing our opinion and communicating. Now, that does not mean be careless with our words, okay? It does not mean be careless with our words or to stir something up when there's no need. But I have a feeling that we may see the need to communicate this month. And we're Aries, we have a temper. That's the end of the story. When we see something that we need to have finished, we want it done yesterday, not tomorrow or 3 days later. So he's kind of telling us communication is the key to that, understanding other people's opinions, but also voicing our own opinion. He almost tells me to be politically correct when I'm voicing that opinion, not just blurt it. For whatever reason we're being told that, it might be a good thing to keep in mind, because we are Aries, we're spontaneous. That's our other word. We're liable to see something, you know, that we just we can't swallow it, right? We're kind of choking on it. So if we see it, voice the opinion, right? But this is in a communicative, understanding manner, not a forceful one. Not a, let me just shove that down your throat. Because, you know, this reading looks like it's going to be pretty interesting, but I believe with that King of Rods there, that this is giving us a chance for healing, because we're in a good position. This would be our home. This would be like we're established or well established. Uh, Everything seems financially pretty feasible or moving along in the right manner for us. So let's say this is a new relationship, okay? And we're planning on getting married, bringing together the finances from both parties in order to establish a new home, in order to celebrate being on firm ground or firm footing is the way they're saying it to me, that's cause for celebration, right? So we're in that position, Aries. We are in that position. This card has a feeling all around it of, I don't want to give it up. I don't know what that's going to mean to some of us out there. Let's say if this King of Rods character is our boss and he's going to give us a promotion, I don't want to give it up. Let's say if the King of Rods is someone who's maybe causing disruption. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fire sign, nor does it necessarily have to be a male. Remember that while you're thinking about all of this. It'll come down in different areas for each one of us, because they're just general readings. The word healing is coming back up to me repetitively. So let's say the King of Rods is the person that I'm like seeing something fishy with, right? Is that going to disrupt this happy feeling, this calm thing I got going in my home? You know, that established. Sometimes when I see this card, I could think calm feeling established within me, because I think our physical bodies are our homes also, okay? I want you to keep all of that in mind while I'm explaining this, because it even gets more interesting, because our next card is the Ace of Swords. Now, this is excellent card. I don't know why I'm saying what I'm saying, Aries, but they're saying this is an excellent card. This is aces are always fresh, new start, new beginning, right? It could be a new beginning in a relationship, a new birth of a baby, a new creative idea, but one that is accomplished by mental means. Like, I've thought it all through. You know, I've used my mind, I've used it appropriately, I understand to voice my opinion, right? But to not be careless with my words, a fresh new start. So if I'm dealing, let's say, with my marriage partner in my home, maybe we're having a little bit of conflict here, but there's a way to straighten these things out. And if I feel that removing myself from it is the way to straighten it out, I will do that too, because the sword has two edges. And with this fresh start, I have the ability to cut whatever's no longer appropriate or usable in my life. It's almost that simple. That's the feeling that overwhelms me. Maybe I've worked and worked and worked towards keeping an open mind about these situations. Maybe I have put blinders on about a situation because of our next card, which I can't even get up here, is the Two of Swords. And twos are about choices, decisions, right? But in this card, you'll notice she's blindfolded. So, and remember, the sword is double-edged. The only thing that ever, like, comes into my mind is this sword, this Two of Swords, is a card of denial. So, there's a decision and a choice that I have to make. You know, maybe it's right in my face, but I put this blindfold on so that I don't have to make the decision or choice. And the only thing that ever pops in my head when I think of this card is, like, if I'm married or if I'm in a partnership with someone and everything's going down the tubes, right? And everybody else in the world, because when we're out having dinner in public and someone comes up and sees us, we're like the best couple in the whole entire world. But when we go home, we pretend that we don't even know each other. So this decision or choice could be about a relationship, you know, but remember that word communication. And remember that King of Wands here, King of Rods. He's both ways. They're saying, I can totally trust that which I'm seeing, you know, or that which I'm hearing. So if that which I'm hearing is good and makes me happy and that communication's right, you know, I think this is all about undertones. Like, I don't know how to explain that. You know how when somebody says something to you that's really, really nice, but there's an undertone in it? It's like, I'm telling you really, really nice things, but when it comes to me, I don't really even believe what you're saying, or why are you handing me this same line again? So this reading this month, I know, may sound a little crazy, but there's choices we're going to make, and we're going to pull off the blindfold. This is the easiest way to make the choice. It's to voice our opinion, right? But don't be careless with the way we say it, because it's all about understanding, communication, and healing, right? So take the blindfold off, Aries. take the blindfold off, make the decision with the eyes wide open. If my boss is saying, I'm laying off everybody in the plant or whatever, or 6 people in the office are going, right? But it's not you. Maybe you want to prepare to go get that new job because they're saying, trust what you see, trust what you hear, evaluate what's going on, right? Listen to everything around you. So they're asking us this month, take off the blindfold, make the choice. Because remember, that card can mean denial. That's actually what it means. There's a bad circumstance sometimes in front of me, and I've got to make a choice which way I'm going to go with it. And if I'm going to make the choice, I need to have open communication, with the other person, open communication with them so that I get an understanding of where I'm coming from and where they're coming from. Maybe there is a strong possibility because we have this 4 of Wands here and this Ace of Swords here, strong possibility that we communicate appropriately and we heal all this. We bring light into the situation, because what they're saying to us is there's something definitely that needs to be changed. We have the Tower card here. So this can, no, I don't believe Aries, they're going to blow up our house, strike us with lightning, and set us on fire. But I don't think that's what it means. Or is that a bunch of smoke coming up there? Oh no, they're getting flooded at the same time. There's those waves coming up to hit the tower, and we got fire and lightning strikes and smoke going across the front. When the Tower card comes, it shows us that whatever that 2 of Swords situation was, the choice has to be made. Because when the Tower comes, it means that whatever is falling, right, had to fall in order to rebuild in a certain way. So if I think about that communication, brothers and sisters, for that 3rd house thing, maybe we're not seeing eye to eye on our opinions. But if we sit down, we communicate with each other, right? We can come up with a way to rebuild this, rebuild it. Because when it comes, it means there was a situation in my life that I was denying. And I knew it had to change, but I didn't want to, I kept that blindfold on. I didn't want to have to confront it or do it, but it had to be done, or else it will happen to me with your word, spontaneity, spontaneous. And that would be like without my control. When I do something exciting and fun and wonderful, like this Ace of Swords card here, or even with this King of Rods, something good, wonderful, exciting, and I do it spontaneously, because let's go on a trip tomorrow. And my husband or wife's on, or it says, yeah, whatever, we jump in the car and we take off. Or I say to my boss, maybe the King of Rods here is my boss, I say, okay, let's do this new project, I have this great idea. And he says, okay, let's start tomorrow. And it took replacement. That's spontaneous. But if I didn't speak, I didn't communicate, I get that spontaneous, like spontaneous combustion, which is a giant blow up that I really didn't want to encounter, because I could have took those blindfolds off, right, and had this happy home card here, where everything's going good and, you know, there's healing and understanding and we've brought light to the situations. So when I hold these two cards up together, I think, yikes, let's put this one down. If there's something that needs to be altered or changed or dismantled in order to rebuild it, right? And to make it better, that's exactly where I'd be going with that, with all of this, you know. I'm not going to stir up trouble, but obviously they were telling us with the King of Rods that there is, if it's a good situation, great. If it's a bad situation that needs to be changed, we're going to do it because we want this Ace of Swords. Fresh start, new beginning, you know, maybe we're going to quit our job, you know, because the rumor was the boss is going to fire me after he fires the other 6. We're going to have some place to go. New beginning, fresh start, someplace where my skills are good or utilized, or if it's in a marriage, it's been going down the tubes, or a relationship, a friendship, or, you know, even brother or sister thing, because it is 3rd house. If there's something I need to say, right, to make a fresh start, that's where I'm going with this, because this is what I want. This is what I want. I don't want the Tower to be a destructive force. I want my own self to deconstruct the Tower, to rebuild it. That's putting all the power back into my own hands, and that causes the healing. I'm taking all of the my power back into my own hands. If they're, you know, I'm going to keep an open mind. I'm gonna, if there's something someone needs to know, I'm going to say, give them the knowledge that I have. You know, it's all this month feels strongly that word communication, which, like I said, I'm really not an astrologer at all, but we have that word here twice. And I think that's what's going to bring whatever we're dealing with or our issues, you know, whether it's relationship, whether it's work, whether it's new job, maybe friendships, you know, I think the communication word's important. So why not for us for this month take this power back into our own hands, right? Voice the opinions that have to be voiced because they're telling us we can trust what we're seeing or hearing. And if there's they said undertone was a word. If there's an undertone, you can trust that I'm hearing it right. I almost couldn't spit that out, or that I'm seeing it right. And if this is, you know, my boss, and he's good, loyal, honest, trustworthy guy, you know, he would be telling me, I'm really sorry, but you got to go out the door with the other 6 that are going out the door, because he was trustworthy and he gave me a valid opinion, and I'm going to make a fresh start and go somewhere else, maybe perhaps with the skills I have already, you know, that I've developed over the years of working there. It looks kind of, you know, it feels really exciting in a way. It's just taking that blindfold off, you know, looking at things squarely in the eyes and making the right decision and choice that is going to benefit me and is appropriate for me in order to keep this 4 of Wands here, 4 of Rods. The happy home, the celebration, the stability, you know, those kind of things. There's something coming, because there's a communication twice and our card is ask. I don't think I can get the glare off of that for you guys. There, I think I kind of got it off, but our card is ask. And if there's one thing, if we're asking for guidance, we really truly have to take that blindfold off in that 2 of Swords. And if you'll notice, the moon is behind her. I don't think that's a halo. So I think that's shining the light on the truth of the situation. It says, ask us to help you in this situation. We will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your request. So we actually have guidance and help. So taking off that blindfold's not going to be quite as painful as what we thought. Because remember what I told you, these cards are going to blend in and out through the month, so I think it's going to be kind of an ongoing situation that we're thinking about, and communication seems to be the key. Asking is communication. It says this card serves as a reminder to ask your angels for help more often. The angels can help with any and all areas of your life, including bringing you ideas, courage, faith, confidence, and clarity. They can also help with all material needs, such as money, time, health, and vitality, shedding the light on a situation and healing. Light and healing are in our words. Ask, the additional meanings are ask for whatever you need. Instead of complaining, ask for help. Ask the people in your life to help you. That's that communication. Delegate, hire others to assist you. Request help from your angels for everything, so no matter how small or how large. Well, that's kind of interesting, Aries. It's going to be an interesting month. Let's use that word spontaneity. Let's use our spontaneity word to do something exciting and surprising that just hit us versus having the place and the people and everything like spontaneously explode and we're all yelling at each other. Understanding communication is going to be really, really important. So show interest. Don't be careless with the way we speak things. You know, we're Aries, we move fast, but even we can take a deep breath before the words come out of our mouth, and that's going to benefit this little happy home celebration. Four of Wands here, you can bet it, even if it is removing what's troubling my little home, happy home, and security and stability, if it's in there. It looks really exciting. It does, and it looks like fun. Well, yeah, really, probably not while we're going through it, but end result was excellent. Oh, well, Aries, that's our reading for June, and I want to tell you thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, and for all of your comments. I read each and every one of them, and I appreciate them. I can't tell you how much. And and even though I don't get time to write you back all the time, I do read them. If any of you want to know more about me, just all the information's down below the screen, or if you want to set up an appointment with me, all the information's there at the website. And to all of you that I've met through doing these YouTube videos, and to all of you that I've met through doing readings for 28 years now, I want to tell each and every one of you, thank you. It was an honor and a privilege that you allowed me to serve you. And hopefully, Aries, I will be back here next month. Bye-bye.